when a man is shearing a full flock of sheep every day, that's the equivalent of shearing running 2 or 3 marathons every day. Can you imagine having to do that to make a living? Run 2 or 3 marathons? Now Clive is starting to take that sweater off the lamb, and that's very similar to taking off a sweater. If you just joined us, folks, come on in. Don't stand in the door, please, and block the door behind you. Please come on in. There's lots of seats still up here in the stand. Or you can come and stand here down in front of us. Come on in and join us. Clive is taking that sweater off. Started by removing the belly wool on the underside of the lamb, and we keep that separate because it often contains dirt and manure, and we don't want that mixed in with the rest of our fleece. And then we do what we call opening up the fleece, running the comb cutter up the neck, kind of like taking the buttons off the sweater. And then you start rolling the wool off into the shoulders and down the side. You're trying to run that handpiece, that comb and cutter, as close to the skin as you can. We're harvesting a valuable commodity here, and we want to harvest as much of it as we possibly can. We want to get that comb and cutter right down on the skin as close as you can, and peel off that wool. Now these are lambs, and they come to us from the Mountain View Hutterite Colony out at Lyalta, just northeast of Calgary. And this is the first time any of them have been shorn, so this is a new experience for them. But they have a full year's growth on them, a fleece, and shake it out. It'll be about the size of a full-size bed, and you can maybe make 2 or 3 sweaters out of it. You can see our sheep shearer using his legs and his feet to hold and position that animal and move him around in various positions. You can see our sheep trying to get a foot down onto the board. Like fleeing from any danger is their only natural defense. And so that's one of the reasons that we do hold the sheep in all these different positions, to keep their feet up off the board. They're trying to get one foot down, get any kind of footing, they're going to try and get away from you as well. So that's another reason that we sit them down in all these different yoga positions, move them around. Our shearer is using different pressure points on the animal to hold them. We do not tranquilize the animal. They are naturally docile animals, so we don't have to tranquilize them. They'll normally sit for you if the shearer knows how to hold them properly, is holding them properly. But you know, they are an individual. Every sheep is different, and there's always going to be one that's going to give you a little bit more trouble, fight a little bit more, try and get away a little bit harder. And especially rams, that's where we get the word rambunctious, because rams can certainly fight you, right, Tony? They sure can fight you sometimes. All right, and how does she look now? A whole lot cooler, doesn't she? What do you think folks think about sheep shearing? How many folks think they'd like to give it a try? No way. How many folks think now Clive's cracked us up, you want a haircut? We won't make you sit down on your butt on the stage like that. What did you folks think of sheep shearing? Looks pretty fun, doesn't it? Looks like a lot of hard work. Thanks, Clive. That was great. And we've also got some other shearers here. They're going to do some more demonstrations for us. Some are shearers from yesterday's sheep shearing, as well as the, yes, that's right, Tony, and I bet there's probably a few girls here in Calgary that have broken hearts when you go home to South Dakota. But this young man was also the 2009 U.S. National Shearing Champion. That shearing championship crowned every January at the National Western Stock Show in Denver. He also prepared this lamb the same way that he was preparing for the competition. Before the competition, we normally shear off around some of the sensitive areas, so we don't have to worry about that during the competition. But Tony shows you just how fast these shearers do it, and they do it over and over and over again, hundreds of times a day. Some of these shearers will shear 200, 300, 400. One of our shearers just was 803 sheep in a single day. I get tired just thinking about that. Look how fast making every stroke count. You don't want to have to go over that same area a second time. Woo! 45 seconds. Woo! Don't have to worry about that during the competition itself. In our rules for the shearing competition, should they cut the animal in such a way to damage the reproductive ability of the animal, they would be disqualified from the competition. We've never had that happen here at the Calgary Stampede, nor at any competition that I've ever seen, but that is always in our rules. And of course, with any animal event going on here at Stampede Park, whether it's a sheep shearing demonstration or our heavy horse show, we always have vets on standby for all of our activities. You know, there's over 7,500 animals that come to Stampede Park during the 10 days of Stampede to help us put on the greatest outdoor show on earth. And animal welfare is, of course, one of our primary concerns all the way around the park. We want to make sure all of our animals are healthy and well taken care of, and give all of our visitors a real chance to see what agriculture is really all about up close. It's so difficult nowadays for most folks to get to see what farming is all about and where your food comes from. And it's really important to know where your mineral layers of cloth on the legs of them to help protect the skin of your legs. Because again, the legs are used every bit as much as your hands and arms are used when you're shearing sheep. All right, is our volunteer and Tony, are you both ready? Did you give him a bit of tips? Did you tell him how to do it? Okay, he's going to show you one? Okay. So first you go into the pen and you grab your lamb and you drag it out backwards. Try and get those feet up off the board as quick as you can. Then you tuck the one hind leg behind your leg. Pull the cord on the clipper, get the motor started. And then you introduce that comb into the wool, gently and slowly. You're keeping that belly roll separate again. And now you're going to start on that leg. Clean up that hind quarter up that leg. Just running that clipper as close to the skin as you can. Open up that release, coming up the neck, taking the buttons off the sweater. You're starting to roll that animal over onto the side. Now you see what we call that long blow, a single stroke from the tip of the tail to the top of the head. And that's where this method of sheep shearing gets its name. So down in New Zealand and Australia, they developed this method of shearing, and they call it the long blow method, with that single stroke from the tip of the tail to the top of the head. Tony using his free hand to keep that skin as tight as possible, as he moves that comb and feather as close to the skin as he can. You think you can do that, sir? Think you can give it a try? All right, well, you're pretty brave. And you know, it's the Stampede, but they were pretty disappointed that they didn't go to ride tilt-a-whirl. This is a little bit like tilt-a-wheel. All right, let's see. Do we need to give a start here? All right, we'll do the official sheep shearing start. Shearers, on your mark, get set, go! All right, let's do some sheep shearing here. Hey, that guy doesn't look like a rookie. Tony does it. All right, Tony. But, you know, our rookie's doing pretty good down there. Just a ringer. That doesn't look like a newbie did that job, like a rookie did that job. No, that was a ringer, folks. That's Wade Cochran from Bison, South Dakota, one of the top shearers in the U.S. as well. He operates one of the largest shearing crews in the western U.S. Travels all over the world shearing sheep. That's one of the things these two gentlemen love the most about sheep.